Well, hello and welcome to Magnolia State Weather at the Apo Roofing and Construction Weather Studio here from Starkville, Mississippi. Apo Roofing and Construction based in Laurel, Mississippi. Get a free estimate at 601 498 1546. They will help you put a tarp on your building if you get storm damage and will help you along the process of getting your home repaired. Right now, we have a large hail core up in Yazoo County. This is to the east of Yazoo City near Vaughn. 2-inch hail is possible with this storm. You can see it here on the radar. Bright blues just over to the east or to the west of Vaughn right now. If you're in the community of Vaughn, you need to be inside. This includes Linwood and Deasonville as well. That's over Vaughn Road, moving off to the east, about the crossover Highway 55 or Interstate 55. Sorry. This is a considerable threat. This is hail the size of a lime. This is some large hail moving off to the east here with this storm. So be over Vaughn within the next 3 minutes, and as it continues off to the east, this will go into northern Leake County and possibly even northern Neshoba County and southern Winston County here in the next little bit. It's still got a whiles to go before it reaches there, but this is about to cross I-55 with large hail over Pepper Wilson Road. I mean, this is definitely hail upwards of 2 inches in diameter. If you have any pictures or anybody that lives there, you can send in the pictures or tell them that there's large hail on the way there in northern Yazoo County, or really eastern Yazoo County. Trying to see if we have any cameras possibly on this, and we don't right now. Yazoo City just kind of in the middle of no man's land with the cameras here. Then again, any camera would possibly be broken with hail of this proportion. Unfortunately, nothing looking into the storm right here. And we have this actually. We might have a view of it, at least from Jackson. This is a view from just north of Jackson, looking off to the north. This is, I think, from Canton. Let me check. At Highway 22. So definitely large hail there with the storm. I'll see if I can get this. Yeah, that is in Canton, looking off to the north. So like I said, this is looking to the north from Canton. Not Candon. Whoops. From Canton. You can see that storm in the distance. Definitely a large supercell off to the north. It is rotating a little bit, but the main concern is large hail entering the Vaughn community right now. Is the second wave still showing it weakening before getting here? We'll look at the models here in a second, but I mean, the second wave is still way back here near Texarkana, and so it might still be a while. It might be moving slower than normal. For Hattiesburg, it's still completely clear in South Mississippi. Not really anything down there in our neck of the woods for now, which is a good sign. Not meaning that storms can't form up later tonight, but definitely just nothing going on right now. But the large hail there going into Yazoo County, crossing into northern Madison County right now. Let's take a look at the models to see what we're expecting here in a little bit. Here's the HRRR. You can see the line well back here in Oklahoma and Texas right now. This is supposed to move down off to the southeast as we go throughout the night. And so that's what's possibly going to reach us here in Mississippi. So if we look at the HRRR for the 21Z run, HRRR does think we get another wave of storms. Really kind of broken apart. This shows it going through North Mississippi, but still kind of clear across northern Louisiana, and that trend's going to continue with HRRR, showing really not any storms making it to South Mississippi. Now, I'm not saying that that's set in stone. It's just a possibility, and it's been a trend with HRRR. We've been seeing it showing storms across northern Mississippi, but nothing making it to South Mississippi at this point. If we change over to the NAM 3K, this model has been showing nothing for the rest of the night across all of Mississippi, basically. Showing maybe some strong storms up to the Mississippi Tennessee border, but overall for us here in South Mississippi, just some rain showers, not even some storms. So the odds are looking good across central and southern Mississippi as well as our Louisiana parishes. But we got to be careful and we got to stay prepared just in case. I mean, conditions are still favorable down across South Mississippi, but all it's going to take is storms making it and using the fuel that we have in South Mississippi to potentially stay alive across the area. So once again, here you can see the storm to the north. They're over Vaughn right now, to the north of Canton. Here's what it looks like on radar. These bright blues tell us hail over 2 inches in diameter is in there somewhere. And so that's right over the Vaughn community, over Vaughn Road. Moving off directly to the east, about to cross over Oaks, going to cross over US Highway 51, Highway 17 near Cameron. And so there's also probably some small hail up here in Pickens. Seeing some purple on the radar, but the largest hail is definitely down here over Vaughn right now. Just that blue on the radar really showing us that, hey, there is some large particles up here in the atmosphere. And so definitely large hail being lofted by this storm. And so we look even higher up in the atmosphere. I mean, there's just hail all within this storm. A large storm. If we look at the echo tops, so the echo tops tell us how high the storm is. The storm was up near 52,000 feet earlier. That's really high for a thunderstorm. Right now, it's a little lower, only seeing roughly 50,000 feet right now. But this is one of the higher storms we've seen all afternoon. Most of the storms have been capping out around 44,000 feet. And so the higher a storm usually means the more energy. So a storm up at 50,000 feet is definitely going to produce large hail on a day like today. We look up towards North Mississippi, more severe thunderstorm warnings for quarter-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. That's up there. For Corinth, Ripley, Boonville, there's a line that's moving through Corinth, Ripley, and New Albany right now. That's moving off to the east. That's going to enter Boonville and cross over Highway 45 in the next few minutes near Baldwin as well. And as we move off to the south, a severe thunderstorm warning for storms down in Pontotoc County. Now, those storms do not look to be severe anymore. But the severe thunderstorm warning is still in play there. So for folks in Pontotoc County, really, this severe thunderstorm warning can be kind of deleted for the Pontotoc County area. These storms are below severe standards at this point. Because if we go to the echo tops and we look at them, these storms were pretty tall not too long ago, but now they're not even showing up here on the echo top radar. So, I mean, these storms are not even that tall anymore, only about 30-something thousand feet. Meaning that these storms are not producing hail anymore, and there's not any lightning being produced with them anymore either. So the severe thunderstorm warning there over Pontotoc County, I would kind of ignore it at this point. Some heavy rain moving through, maybe a few lightning strikes, but that's all there in Pontotoc County. No more severe weather. But up to the north, Corinth, Ripley, New Albany, that's where we're seeing this line of storms move through right now. And that's moving off to the east and going to cross over 45, like I said, in the next few minutes, with damaging winds and hail possible up in northeastern Mississippi, right along the border with Tennessee up there. New severe thunderstorm warning down here. This has been extended now through Madison County. This hail core is now about to cross over Oaks, right over, let's see, let's try to get some roads here. About to cross over US Highway 51 there in the Oaks community in northern Madison County. This is just south of Pickens. So if you know anybody in Pickens, that's right near there, just to the south of Pickens right now. Here's what it looks like on the MDOT traffic cam. This is from Canton, so this is several miles to the south of this storm. But overall, you can see the large cloud off in the distance over here in the corner of the camera. Overall, that's all we have in terms of a view with it. Not many cameras out there in that area. We have 1-inch hail reported down over in Benton off of Highway 16. So, uh, there was hail being produced by the storm earlier, but now I wouldn't be shocked if we're still seeing large hail over Vaughn right now. What do I think Gainesboro, sorry, what do I think Gainesboro, Tennessee will get? I'm not I'm not familiar with Tennessee. I'll have to see where that's at. Let me find out. In Jackson County in the Upper Cumberland region. That's up there near Tennessee. Uh, I'm not really sure what I expect for uh, up there in Tennessee. I don't really forecast for that area. I focus on the Mississippi and um, Louisiana region, but I'd say storms are possible up there. But I'm not very sure about how likely severe weather is up there. So this is over Oaks in the next 2 minutes. Going to be over Loring 535, Truett 537, Cameron 539, Camden 545, Revive 550, St. Anne 558. And that's what we're looking at in terms of this storm. Moving off to the east over Vaughn right now, crossing over US Highway 51 in northern Madison County. This is not far from hitting Carthage. If it continues on, this will hit just to the north of Carthage. Yeah, sorry about that. I haven't looked at the forecast up there for Tennessee. I wish I could help you there, but I'd have to go completely off of covering Mississippi and Louisiana for now to do that. So sorry about that. Um, but I'm pretty sure you look at the severe weather threat. I mean, uh, it's a slight risk up there for that portion of Tennessee. So severe storms are possible, but not likely up there in Tennessee. Anyways, still covering this storm that's crossing over the community of Oaks in northern Madison County. We don't have a camera on it really. I mean, we can pull up the one from Canton, but overall, not a really great view there. If you're just now tuning in, I hope y'all are having a great evening. We still have the risk for severe storms, but luckily, it's really looked like um, it looks like that really the main risk of this system has really kind of fallen apart. I mean, there's still a second wave expected later, but I mean, if the models end up being correct, which you never know, it's looking like, at least for us here for South Mississippi and Central Mississippi, the main area we cover, that I mean, we might be okay tonight, which would be very good. Still got some severe storms with some large hail, but that's directly over Oaks and Cameron right now. Still some large hail in there. Severe thunderstorm warning now showing $half size hail. I'd still say there's still possibly hail even larger than that with this storm, considering what we're still seeing on the radar. I want to try this right now. Let's go ahead. Let's change some settings around. Right now, the blues are default. What if we change this to... Oh, no. I don't like that. Just playing around with the color tables here, trying to see what looks best. All of these look rough compared to what we had. All right, so we'll keep what we had. Perfect. So blue on the radar meaning hail. Once we get over a certain threshold, really purples and blues start meaning hail. And so one thing I might do for y'all soon, and I'll work on this very soon, is up here at the top of the radar, I'm going to have the bar up there that kind of shows you what the colors mean. Once we get into the purples, that's where you start getting small hail. Once we get into the blues, that's where you're having your large hail. So I think that would be nice to have up at the top of the screen. I'll work on that soon before our next. If I go off air before tonight's storms or before a second round comes through, I'll actually probably do it then. Once again, the storm's about to go over Truett right now, Camden in the next 10 minutes, St. Anne in about 20 minutes there in Leake County. So this is moving directly to the east. Really moving to the east southeast just a little bit, but basically due east. About to cross over Highway 17. This is just south of Cameron. The community of Cameron might get some large hail with this one right now. You can see it here, the blue there on the radar, bright blue there on the radar. That just shows us very possibly large hail up there in the storm. So really the question is it falling to the ground? Speaking 71 decibels read back by the radar. $half size hail is what they're kind of expecting with the storm from the National Weather Service. I'd say I agree, probably a little smaller than it was over the Vaughn area. If you know anybody from that area that just got a lot of hail on them, tell them to send in those pictures so that we can see what's going on with this storm, especially since we have no sky cam over there. Storms have now made it as far south as southern Newton County. A little bit farther south than expected this afternoon, but currently only one severe thunderstorm warning in the Magnolia State weather area, but still focusing on some of these severe thunderstorm warnings up here in North Mississippi. Like I said, at this point, the severe thunderstorm warning for Ripley and New Albany can be cut away. Really, the only severe thunderstorm warnings that are still relevant up there is across the Highway 45 corridor, Jumpertown, Boonville, Baldwin, Guntown, and Corinth. You're going to have heavy rains going on in the next few minutes with quarter-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. That's moving off to the east, about to move towards Burnsville and Iuka in the next 30 to 45 minutes or so. So, seeing how this will be over Boonville in 5 minutes, Burnsville. This says 6 o'clock. I'd say a little earlier than that. Iuka 6:08. Belmont 6:10. Marietta 5:57 is where we have on timing with these storms as this moves off to the east. That's a big storm with some damaging winds and hail moving off to the east there in northeastern Mississippi. New special weather statement. New special weather statement. This is in, this is in Holmes County. This includes the the town of Lexington. Large hail possibly in here. 40-mile-an-hour winds and 3/4 of an inch size hail. You're seeing the purples now on the radar as this moves off to the east. So looks like some large hail starting to form here on this storm over Holmes County. So we got to look out as this moves over to the east towards Durant and Kosciuszko. Could get another severe thunderstorm warning just to the north of this cell that just dropped large hail over Vaughn and is currently dropping large hail over Truett. Right now for Philadelphia and Sebastopol, that's over there, northern Scott County as well as Neshoba County. For both of y'all, we right now have a storm over in northern Madison County that's moving off directly to the east. For you in Philadelphia, if this storm can continue, you might have a hail threat in Philadelphia within about the next hour to hour and a half. For you there in Sebastopol, it looks like this storm will probably move off to your north because Sebastopol is right here on the map. And so that storm's well off to your north for now. But for you there in Philadelphia, this storm's moving directly east and will probably reach Philadelphia in the next hour to hour and a half. Now, the storm could fall apart by the time it gets there in central Neshoba County, but the direction this storm is going, this would go directly over Philadelphia. And right now, this storm just dropped Possibly hail up to 2 inches, maybe still dropping hail over an inch right now. I mean, we see the blues on the radar. Overall, large hail being dropped by this storm there in Madison County. Moving extremely slow. These storms are moving very slow right now, 45 miles an hour. Not the slowest in the world, but not quick. If we take that hail core, oh, whoops. If we take that hail core and kind of look out to the future at how long this would probably take to get there, if we plan that out, this would probably be over. This will be over Carthage, 6:05, Philadelphia, 6:35. So you have, this is saying roughly an hour until this gets to Philadelphia. So you got about an hour to get ready for that and to get inside. The storm not looking nearly as impressive as it was earlier. Still definitely some hail in there. But still moving directly towards you there for that storm that's over in Madison County. Yeah, Sebastopol, I know you're going through some lightning and heavy rain right now, but none of that severe. Maybe some small hail, maybe some pea-sized hail in there. Probably a little shaky up in there with all the lightning. But in terms of severe weather, in terms of hail, that is off to your north. That's going to pass over to your north from what it looks like for right now. Sorry. See if I can get any cameras on this now at this point. I know there's not many cameras. And you have the camera out here in Edinburgh, just not looking in the right direction. Yeah, nothing looking at this storm here. It's unfortunate. All of these just looking to the north for now. So I don't really have an angle to look at this one. Maybe I'll hope that they turn this camera here in the next few minutes. If you're just now tuning in, you have any questions, feel free to ask. We'll go through whatever right now we need to. If you're just now tuning in, I want to shout out our new Weather Center sponsor, Apo Roofing and Construction. If you get any storm damage, make sure to call you. They will help cover your house in a free tarping. Free estimates if you call 601-498-1546, and they will work with you and your insurance to get your house repaired during storm damage. So thanking them for sponsoring the Magnolia State Weather Center. So anyways, we'll get more details on them and their information here soon. That's a new sponsorship we have now here at the Weather Center. If you know anybody with a small business that would like to sponsor, just DM me. I'll let you know our options and we'll get that process started. Anyways, that storm's right now just to the north of Camden. That's in northern Madison County. Like I mentioned, this is to the south. This is basically between Pickens and Carthage right now. There in Yazoo County and in Leake County. So right between Yazoo and Leake counties. Some hail still in this storm, probably down to only about an inch in diameter at this point. So barely severe hail at this point. But still 60-mile-an-hour winds possible with this storm. But it looks like this one's probably dying off now. I want to look at the echo tops here because this is really going to tell us if this storm is starting to die off. I mean, we're still seeing 48,000 feet. Not as high as we saw earlier. It wasn't too long ago this storm was at 53,000 feet. So looks like this storm might be falling apart now. I guess we'll really need to wait and see on that one. But the new storm up to the north, up to 47,000 feet there over Lexington. Wouldn't be surprised. This one now has some large hail. Let's look because I think this one will become a severe thunderstorm here in the next few minutes. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change our overlay right now, the weather overlay, to be just for Mississippi and Louisiana for now. I think that's all we need. So for this storm that's over south of Lexington, I would not be shocked if this gets a severe thunderstorm warning here in the next few minutes. That's over Franklin, just south of Lexington on State Highway 12, moving off to the east towards Goodman and towards Durant. So if this continues on, this will go directly over Durant. I mean, we're seeing purples here on the radar. That's suggesting hail may be up to an inch in diameter. So, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if this gets a tornado, not a tornado warning, a severe thunderstorm warning in the next few minutes. Right now, the special weather statement showing 40-mile-an-hour winds and just under an inch of hail. That is 3/4 of an inch of hail. That's about nickel size. Anyways, one severe thunderstorm warning for our area here in central Mississippi. Still some hail in there north of the Camden community. This is heading directly east towards Carthage and towards Philadelphia. The timing on that, if this storm can continue on, is Carthage 6:04, Philadelphia 6:34. The storm over now to its northwest, that's south of Lexington. If that gets its act together, that would be near Durant 5:55, so the next 10 minutes. Kosciuszko 6:14, Ethel at 6:24. That's if that storm can get its act together and stay going. If it keeps going, this will drop some large hail, so you need to be prepared just in case that storm gets ready. If you're in Kosciuszko, maybe start wrapping up your plans or try to hurry up and get home before that hail gets here. Looking up to the north, we still have a severe thunderstorm warning over Boonville and Baldwin right now, as well as Corinth. That is for 1 inch hail, so quarter size hail, hail the size of a quarter, and then also 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. Not really seeing much in terms of hail with this storm anymore. Looking at the echo tops, I mean, we're at, 40 something thousand feet. That's not really what you look for hail anymore. So I'd be surprised if they delete. I won't be surprised if they delete the rest of this severe thunderstorm warning. But just for the sakes of it, we'll go ahead and we'll time out this line as it continues on to the east over Burnsville in about 5 to 10 minutes. Iuka 6:04, Belmont 6:10. Marietta, this will be over you in the next few minutes. So that's for that one up in northeast Mississippi, extreme northeast Mississippi. But really, I think this cell is no longer really producing severe weather. Sure, it has heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds and some lightning, but I don't really think there's much in terms of severe going on up there anymore. Do you think if the second round will make it, will it be weaker than the ones over North Mississippi? Um, if the second round makes it, more than likely, yes, it will be very weak. Maybe just a thunderstorm, nothing severe. We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, the odds are extremely low that we get severe weather in southwest Mississippi. Uh, it's possible, but the odds are extremely low. Yep, new severe thunderstorm warning now over Carthage. This is over Leake County. Expires in 59 minutes for quarter size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. It's along that includes the Highway 25 corridor over Leake County. This hail core is directly over Fire Tower Road right now in Madison County. So planning that out for you. Oh, sorry. Let's redraw that. Planning that out for you. This would be over Carthage 6:02, Philadelphia 6:30, 6:33, St. Anne 5:53, Redwater 6:02, Luther 6:06, and so that's for the possibility of large hail there in Leake County. If it continues on, this would be over Pearl River 6:25, Philadelphia 6:33. Now, we have been mentioning this cell has been weakening. So, since it's been weakening, it might not even make it to Carthage. And if it does make it to Carthage, it's definitely not going to make it to Philadelphia. But now, looks like a new storm over to the north, south of Lexington, and north of Franklin on Highway 17 right now, at Lewis Road in in northern Yazoo County. Looks to be kind of getting its act together with the purples here we're seeing on the radar. That's moving off directly to the east. So it might get rainy. You might get some thunder in front of this hail core, but in terms of timing for this hail, I mean we're seeing Durant 5:55 in the next few minutes. Salis 6:01, McAdams 6:07, Kosciuszko 6:14 in terms of when that storm would reach those towns. Right now, only a special weather statement, but I've been saying I expect this storm to get to severe thunderstorm standards within the next few minutes. I'm expecting a severe thunderstorm warning there for Kosciuszko. And so that's just north of Leake County. Great time to get any questions in. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Um, Great time to answer any questions regarding our weather tonight. If we get any more weather, I guess I should say. Here's the camera from Edinburgh. One cool thing you'll see is you see all these wispy clouds up in here. That's because of how high of moisture we still have here. That since it stopped raining and it's still warming up, you're getting all this moisture going up into the atmosphere right now. Very cool. Doesn't really mean too much of anything, but just um, cool to say the least. So still, that severe thunderstorm warning over or that severe thunderstorm over Fire Tower Road right now, continuing to the east. We'll go over Thomastown, St. Anne, and Conway within the next few minutes. Thomastown 556, St. Anne 556, Conway 6:01, and then that would cross over. Looks to cross over north of Carthage, but this could definitely still reach Carthage. We had some other strong showers out here. One of those to the west of Meridian. Looks like it's trying to strengthen just a little bit as it's approaching Meridian. So that would be over Meridian. 6 o'clock, 10 minutes till it reaches Meridian. Marion 6:05 for that thunderstorm really to reach there, the peak of that thunderstorm to reach you. A few more strong storms like over in DeKalb, Scuba, those are moving over all of. Um, why am I blanking? I literally forgot this county name the other day for no reason. Um, don't tell me. I have to look it up again. I know this county. I literally know this county. Kemper County. I don't know why. I've just been blanking on Kemper County. Sorry for anybody in Kemper County. I've been absolutely blanking on this county name all week, and I don't know why. But for Kemper County, lots of rain and thunder going on across there. No severe weather there in Kemper County, but some strong thunderstorms for right now. Those go all the way up into Shuqualak and Macon for now. But no, there it is. Speaking of new severe thunderstorm warning, remember how I was talking about that storm strengthening south of Lexington? That is now a severe thunderstorm warning for quarter size hail that expires in 54 minutes. Kosciuszko is included in this. The warning states that this is for northern Leake County, southern Holmes County, and southern Atala County until 6:45 as the storm moves east at 45 miles per hour. So here's what we're going to do. It's going to start raining, and you're going to get some heavy rain and lightning before this time I'm about to give you. But this time that I'm about to say is for when that hail will reach Kosciuszko. So this is over Durant now. Kosciuszko, this hail core, this area of hail will be over you around 6:14. That's the timing we have for that hail over there with that new severe thunderstorm warning. Prediction for Brookhaven tonight? More than likely, you're not going to see anything there in Brookhaven. Maybe a thunderstorm, but in terms of severe weather, the odds are extremely low. Not impossible, but low. New mesoscale discussion is regarding their tornado watch. They're saying that these storms north of Jackson look like they're trying to strengthen and support tornadoes or something. I'm not really seeing it as of right yet. I mean, maybe the storm that's nearing Carthage. Maybe these storms are trying to strengthen a little bit and have a little bit of rotation, but I'm not seeing it all right now. So two severe thunderstorm warnings in our area down here. Um, one for Atala County, uh, for this hell core that's in Yazoo County, about to move over Durant and into Atala County. And the other one's to the south for Leake County, which includes Carthage, Highway 35, and Highway 25. Maybe some hail trying to develop over Cohenhatta to the east of Decatur. That's over there in Newton County. About to cross over Highway 489 near, let's see, near, 489 near Cohenhatta Prospect Road. Basically crossing over Cohenhatta Elementary School right now. Also got another storm back here now over Shula, trying to drop some hail now. So we might start seeing these storms kind of forming in a line here, all dropping large hail. Because, I mean, if this storm over Shula starts getting its act together as it moves off to the northeast, I mean, we could see another severe thunderstorm warning issued for large hail. And so that'll continue off to the northeast. We'll have to keep an eye on that storm for right now. So, like I said, Kosciuszko 617 is kind of the timing on this storm for now. I want to give a quick shout out to our latest sponsor of the Weather Center, Apo Roofing and Construction, based out of Laurel, Mississippi. Lifetime warranty on their shingle replacements. Financing is available, and also free storm damage tarping services. If you have any damage from these storms, make sure to call Apo Roofing and Construction at 601 498 1546. Anyways, if you would like to sponsor us here at Magnolia State Weather, give me a text or something, and I will get that figured out for you. Very open to sponsorship, especially trying to get everything going here at Magnolia State Weather. We got to get funding somehow, so sorry that we have sponsorships. It might be a little annoying, but we have to get some funding in some ways. So I hope y'all understand about that. And it even helps us make some better stuff here at Magnolia State Weather, which is good. Um, that hail core, like I was talking about near Lexington, as it's going over Durant and Castilian Springs, has really strengthened. So now that we're seeing the blue here on the radar, that's telling us that hail up to 1.5 inches, maybe even 2 inches in diameter, is possible as this passes south of Durant and crosses over US Highway 51 right now between Pickens and Durant, really between Goodman and Durant. Still a severe thunderstorm warning here in Leake County. If there's going to be any hail, I think it's going to be small at this point, more than likely anywhere from about pea size to a 1/2 inch in diameter. That's north of the community of St. Anne. That's over St. Anne Road between St. Anne and Thomastown. That's about the crossover Mississippi Highway 429 south of Conway. So it looks like this is going to pass north of Carthage. So that's good. Going to miss Carthage, but if you're in northern Leake County, some small hail about to move into your area. I know you're in a severe thunderstorm warning. I don't really think that there's much severe hail still in there for now. But just in case, be aware. This will eventually cross over U.S. Highway, or not U.S. This will cross over State Highway 35 north of Carthage. It's gonna get a little hairy, but I don't think there's much severe weather there yet. Still, unless there is winds over 60 miles an hour, but that doesn't seem too likely to me right now. But looking off to the north, uh, definitely the large hail that just crossed over I-55 north of Pickens. And so this is heading over, about to be over the community of Boyette in Atala County. So this is moving over from Yazoo County into Atala County. I mean, you got hail all across this area here from Durant and Goodman through Salis, with the largest hail directly over Interstate 59 right now. Not 59, Interstate 55 right now. So updated timing on that. The main hail core, the main area with large hail, possibly up to 2 inches in diameter, is going to be over Durant, probably right now. Boyette, this is entering your area right now. Salius 605, Earlyville 610, McAdams 611, Joseph 609, Kosciuszko 619, Williamsville 620. That's for Atala County. Right now, still a severe thunderstorm warning up there in northeast Mississippi, but looking at the radar, really none of this looks to severe standards anymore. Sort of these storms are over. Burnsville, Belmont, moving into Iuka right now, but for this severe thunderstorm up in Tishomingo County, doesn't really look like a severe thunderstorm is needed anymore, unless there's some area at 60-mile-an-hour winds left, but it doesn't look very likely. So that's why we will turn our attention still down here in central Mississippi. Smith County, miss anything? I mean, yeah, everything's to your north right now there in Smith County. Maybe some severe thunderstorms later tonight, but I mean, at this point, I mean, there's genuinely a chance that you see nothing tonight. Maybe not even rain. There in Smith County, and so I know it's been one of those things where it's like a big weather day and everyone's going crazy. That's kind of how it works. But I mean, with the type of system this is, I mean, we're seeing severe thunderstorm warnings and large hail. Don't get me wrong with that. The large hail threat might be verifying right now for sure. But it's just one of those things where you totally might not get rain in an event like this. That still looks like a possibility across the area, that some people don't even get rain from this system. If you have any questions, feel free to send them in. It can be regarding the forecast or the future. Here's one thing I want to point out. We still have a severe weather threat tomorrow. Take a look at that real quick. We had a threat for tomorrow at least. Right now it's showing a marginal risk for severe weather across central and southern Mississippi tomorrow. Let's actually go ahead and let's take a look at the HRRR for now. Let's take a look. 18Z and play it ahead. What time are storms looking likely tomorrow night? Yeah, here's tomorrow, the 29th. So yeah, I mean, I think the biggest threat for South Mississippi is tomorrow. I mean, if we're just going to be honest. And so that'll be interesting. Here's one thing that might be happening. The fact that no storms may happen over South Mississippi tonight will keep the atmosphere warmer. Okay? And if the atmosphere stays warmer, the wave that's supposed to come through tomorrow night may be stronger than initially thought. Because I'm looking at this. Right now, it's a marginal risk over South Mississippi, okay? Looking at these models, I mean, it might end up being a slight risk tomorrow. That's a level 2 out of 5. I'll keep an eye on that. But I mean, at this point, if nothing happens in South Mississippi and we keep the temperatures up, tomorrow's risk definitely looks like it will be way better than tonight's risk across central and southern Mississippi. We'll do the same with the NAM model, the NAM 3K. And so, looking at that, NAM agrees nothing will happen over South Mississippi, but then tomorrow night looking way rougher than tonight. So that's something I'll go into that here soon. Um, I genuinely think we'll see a slight risk tomorrow. Looking at this, so right now showing a marginal risk. I'll post it here in a little bit that we're looking at a marginal risk for now tomorrow. But I will put in an asterisk. Hey, the fact that nothing may happen tonight will increase our risk tomorrow night. So I'm saying it right now. I'm expecting a slight risk tomorrow night. I mean, we're looking at it here with HRRR. I mean, tomorrow could be a pretty decent night for severe weather. Um, Definitely more than tonight. It's looking like the odds for severe weather tomorrow night are way higher than tonight's odds. Um, Sometimes you just have to wait and see, and that's really what we've been doing today. We've been playing the waiting game all day. Um, Anyways, I'll post about that soon about tomorrow's risk. Looking like it's likely we get rain tomorrow night. We get some form of severe weather tomorrow night. Um, Really, the severity is going to depend on what tonight's storms do, but definitely looking like we have a higher risk tomorrow. So still have these two severe thunderstorm warnings, one for Leake County and one over there um, for Atala and Yazoo counties. Let's see if they've updated our risk for today. Wait, let me go look at this. Let me pull this up real quick. So here's what we're still sitting with today. They haven't updated anything for now. The overall risk, you have that enhanced risk all the way into portions of South Mississippi, slight risk down towards Natchez and Hattiesburg, a marginal risk for Macomb and Hattiesburg. That's what we're sitting with right now. Tornado risk, still at a 5% with a hatched area along the Delta and into northern Mississippi. Severe winds expected north of Highway 84. The severe hail threat. Here's the funny part. Here, I thought that hail was going to be the main concern, if I'm going to be honest. The SPC labeled winds and tornado, or well, labeled winds as a higher threat than the hail, but it looks like hail has been the highest threat tonight. For tomorrow's risk, looks like a low end risk for tornadoes, damaging winds, and some large hail. So we'll see how that risk goes or does as we go into tonight. Look, you're in Carthage. Looks like the storm's trying to get a supercellular shape together now. And look at this. This thing's really starting to form a hook here. It doesn't look all that great on velocity, but we're starting to see this storm near Philadelphia kind of take on a shape like it wants to rotate. So um, I want to give it a few more minutes and see what this storm is doing before we start getting a little worried about it. But storm's definitely trying to hook around at this point, from what it looks like. Now, maybe this environment's starting to favor some tornadic activity. That's what that's what the Storm Prediction Center was suggesting. We're starting to get a few more hailers up here, like south of Greenwood and south of Carrollton. Another storm producing some small hail up there right now. This storm to the east of Shula has gotten a special weather statement issued for 40-mile-an-hour winds and nickel-size hail for Carroll, Atala, and Holmes counties. That includes Vaden and Interstate 55. New special weather statement down for Newton County and for Lauderdale County. That's for 40-mile-an-hour winds and three-quarter of an inch size hail as these storms move through Lauderdale and Newton counties. So still that severe thunderstorm warning to the severe thunderstorm west of Kosciuszko dropping definitely hell up to an inch in diameter, maybe a little higher. This will be over Kosciuszko within 10 minutes. Louisville 656, Noxapater 654. If that storm continues on. Watching this storm over here north of Carthage, this one started rotating now, starting to form a hook, and really starting to form more hail in its core. So this one is starting to strengthen again north of Carthage. Excuse me. We're waiting to see if this storm is trying to produce anything near Carthage, and so now is the time where maybe in the next little bit we'll be talking about a tornado threat from this storm. As it's kind of getting by itself, you have clear air to the south of it. It's by itself. This is sometimes a dangerous environment for a supercell to get by itself. That's why we need to be concerned and look at the velocity here, because you get a storm in conditions like this and it can wrap up and produce a tornado possibly. I'll be right back. Let me grab a water real quick. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to get some water. Still sitting at 75 degrees in Philadelphia. Uh, I'm still concerned about this storm now north of Carthage. It's in a decent environment at this point. Philadelphia, 75 degrees, 72-degree dew point. This storm trying to now form rotation here near Carthage. It's very broad area of rotation, and I know that. But if this storm starts wrapping itself up, this could be dangerous here in the next 30 minutes to an hour. Maybe a little less. I mean, look at it. This storm has fuel now. I'm worried about this storm near Carthage, because the hail core's back over Highway 25. So if you're ahead of that in Luther, Hapoka, or Coosa, be aware large hail is still possible with the storm. But look at this. The storm's now forming a well-defined hook. I'm concerned about this one here north of Carthage, and I think you should be too. We're starting to see this storm form the inflow back. We have the outflow. So it's still a weak storm. I want you to remember this. This is still a weak storm. But looking at radar, it looks like this storm is trying. It is now trying to really become a textbook storm at this point. If it continues on to the east like it's going, this would be over Luther, Battle Bluff, and Edinburgh in the next few minutes. Eh, I mean, I hope this doesn't form into a tornado. The odds are it doesn't, but it's still possible. This is still about an hour to the west of Philadelphia. So if we plan this out, if it continued that direction, this would be over Pearl River 631, Philadelphia 639. Maybe a little less than an hour, about 30 minutes. So about half an hour. Really, I think it'd take a little longer than half an hour. I think the storm's moving a little slower than we have it set right now. So I'd say 30 to 40 minutes there in Philadelphia. But it has a good environment. I mean, look at this cell over the last 30 minutes or so. Let's look at the last hour or so. I mean, it kind of didn't. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me retry that. So here it is now over Carthage. Here it was about an hour ago. We're sitting at 5 o'clock. It didn't even look that good anymore. I mean, still some large hail, but this storm didn't look too good. But now, as it's neared Carthage, look at that shape. The way this storm has came together in the last few minutes, look at this shape. Definitely, that's a decent looking supercell over Carthage. Still looking at the velocity, doesn't look all that great, but I wanna look at it from some other views. So yeah, here's my concern. Here's my concern. If you're there in Philadelphia, I think there's a decent chance you end up in a tornado warning at some point soon. This is looking higher up in the cloud. This is from farther away, but look at this here. Over Carthage, you have in the upper levels of the atmosphere in this cloud, that's a decent looking area of rotation. Even looking at storm relative, that's decent. That's a pretty decent area of rotation up in the cloud. So this is farther away. So what this is telling me is up in the cloud, maybe a few thousand feet, this storm is starting to rotate now. And so it's going to start moving down from the middle of that cloud little by little. We're looking at the Jackson radar now. It doesn't look as good from the Jackson radar because that's looking lower in the atmosphere. But the higher up in the storm you go, the more this is rotating. So I think this will start moving down and down closer to the surface. So this means the storm is probably developing its mesocyclone right now. I mean, look at this. This is the classic supercell structure you look at. I mean, that's your obvious kidney bean shape. Let's hope that this doesn't form into anything, because it's in an environment where this could be dangerous. Not trying to like scare anybody here, but I mean, at some point we have to be realistic at what we're seeing. 75 degrees with a 70-degree dew point in this area is enough to support severe weather. New severe thunderstorm warning for Newton County and Lauderdale County for quarter-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. This is moving into Meridian and Marion right now. Let's go back to the velocity here. So this is what it looks like at the surface. Slowly but surely, this area of rotation is tightening now over Redwater. Okay, if we look higher up in the cloud, tilt to, oh, sorry, wrong product. If we look higher up into the cloud, you have a little stronger rotation here. And a trick to look a little bit higher into the cloud is to go to the radar site in Columbus. And so here, we can look really high up into this cloud, and it is rotating. Up in this cloud, high up, I mean, we have 60, 70 mile an hour winds up in there. And so, yeah, this storm's definitely rotating at least somewhere in there. The lower levels is not rotating yet, but high up it is. So we'll keep an eye on this storm for now. I hope this doesn't do anything. We don't want any tornadoes touching down. Look at here over Meridian. Same thing happening over here in Meridian. I mean, 74 degrees, 71-degree dew point. Another storm starting to get kind of a hook developed as it's going over Meridian. I wish we had a view here of Meridian from the Meridian airport. Some hail over Lost Gap right now, but this storm also taking a decent shape here. You look at the velocity. I mean, the velocity has the same thing. I mean, that's a fairly good looking area of rotation. I wouldn't even be shocked if we get a tornado warning here in the next few minutes here in Meridian. That's a decent looking area of rotation. We probably won't see a tornado warning just yet, but it's possible. So large hail entering Meridian, large hail moving through Leake County once again. I mean, we might have hail up to 2 inches in diameter again over Luther, Coosa, and Battle Bluff. And so what this is telling me is this storm here in Carthage, outside of Carthage, in Leake County is strengthening. This storm over in Meridian is strengthening. The storm over here in Kosciuszko is strengthening. Look at this. We have plenty of storms starting to come together now with large hail. And so the cloud tops are getting higher, meaning that these storms are really starting to get their act together from what it's looking like. And the fact that this storm in Carthage is clear to the south, that concerns me. Still, luckily, this thing not really rotating at the surface, not rotating at the low levels. But like I said, we looked at it a little bit ago, was rotating there in the more up in the cloud. Yeah, this storm near Meridian still maturing. I want to look at the echo tops now. Let's see how high these storms have made it. Storm in Meridian is up to 50,000 feet. So that storm's up there. Storm in Carthage is up to about 50,000 feet as well. So yeah, we're definitely getting into the point where these are becoming discrete supercells. Um, so I mean, temperatures are starting to go down just a little bit. Instability is probably increasing a little bit as the lower level jet starts to kick in. But I mean, considering where we were at roughly an hour and a half ago, these storms are starting to ramp up now. Let's see if I can get a camera from anywhere real quick. Oh, we have the sky cam here from Edinburgh. This is going to be directly in the hail core here within the next few minutes. This is north of Philadelphia, or not north of Philadelphia. Where's Edinburgh? Here's Edinburgh. That hail core directly off to the east. So here's where our sky cam is here in Edinburgh. I'll circle it in blue if you can't see it. Here's where the camera is in Edinburgh. That hail core right off to the east. Still seeing some rotation here over Meridian Regional Airport. Uh, Luckily, it doesn't look all that organized just yet, just some overall rotation. Wouldn't be shocked if we maybe get a tornado warning here soon, maybe. Really, it depends. Here's the lead here. Okay, here's the thing about Alabama. I would be concerned for Alabama, but the forcing is a little less there for Alabama. But um, if these storms keep staying this strong as they move into Alabama, it's totally possible. Still seeing this storm trying to get its act together here. You can see the inflow and the outflow here, but this is overall very weak still north of Carthage. It looks better than it did a few minutes ago, but still the storm not able to really come together with its rotation just yet. But I mean, over the last 15 minutes, the storm has really started to develop its hook. I mean, look at this. Yeah, this is really this is getting concerning here with this storm near Carthage. Like I said, doesn't look like the healthiest storm in the world. but you don't need the healthiest storm in the world to produce a tornado. I mean, here it is now. That area of rotation tightening up over Battle Bluff is crossing over Highway 16 now. I mean, this Skycam we have loaded up here from Edinburgh, it's just not even looking into the storm right now. I might need to message some people, see if we can get a camera moved in somewhere. These cameras are not owned by me. They're owned by the North Mississippi Storm Chasers, but they allow me to use them. But I do have some connections to them. Maybe I could get them to turn this camera into this area of rotation. Overall, here's what I'm talking about though. We're talking about that, but like the cell not looking all that great in terms of shape. But you can definitely see um big inflow here, maybe too big of an inflow. I think the storm is honestly inflow dominated right now. Um, a decent outflow, but overall, still the storm trying to get its act together in terms of rotation. But still, definitely some large hail up to ping pong ball size there in Leake County, over Coosa Road right now, moving to the east towards Remus and towards Edinburgh. Uh, this is going to cross near Pearl River and near Philadelphia here in about 30 minutes. Up to the north, you have some more storms producing some hail. This is just south of Kosciuszko, over McAdams and Williamsville. Yeah, I know there's cameras there. It's just what can I legally use? That's the issue here. Yeah, here's the last few minutes with this rotation. Honestly, yeah, definitely has strengthened here in the last few minutes. You see how that area of rotations come together. We'll switch it over to the storm relative velocity. Does not look as good on the storm relative. Still fairly weak. But looking at the pure velocity product, um, definitely tightening compared to what it was. It's not a tight area of rotation yet. You're over Meridian, though. I mean, still looking at this here. Here's the thing is, I'm pretty sure green is away from the radar. Let me check. Hold on. Oh. And then red is going to be that way. I don't remember. Such a weird spot. Red is towards the radar. Green is... Am I tweaking? Give me a second, sorry. Anyways. But definitely some rotations going on somewhere over Meridian right now. With this storm. I mean, you can see it here over the Meridian Airport. This is basically over 59 right now. I would love to see some pictures here from Meridian. Probably probably some gorgeous pictures here over Meridian, but definitely something concerning here, considering the fact that we have rotation with this storm. And so, yeah, I mean, here it is. Red is away from the radar. So red is away from the radar. What we have here, and then green is towards the radar. So got this rotation basically following Interstate 20 right now over Meridian. So got a rotating thunderstorm over Meridian. That's a supercell. A rotating thunderstorm east of Carthage right now, not Corinth. Sorry if I've been saying Corinth. Carthage, not Corinth. Overall, hail's still the main concern. We're seeing these areas start tightening up, but nothing too out of the ordinary for now. Not seeing anything on debris. Sometimes you never know if these things are gonna just spin up something real quick. Here's what it looks like over Meridian. I mean, you might have a tail cloud here into this storm at this point over Meridian. Just looking at the velocity. Maybe a tail cloud forming on the storm. I'd have to see it before I could say anything. This is why we need the Magnolia State Weather Camera Network. Just saying. New severe thunderstorm warning for ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. This includes Philadelphia, Pearl River, Noxapater, so southern Winston County, and central and northern Neshoba County. Here's the look from Edinburgh right now. This storm is directly over Edinburgh right now. Wouldn't be shocked if we lose this camera. It's still there, freezing every now and then. Looking to see if we can see any hail falling. Overall, just looks like some heavy rain right now. But that area of rotation is going to go directly over Edinburgh. So that'll be interesting to see. That rotation seems to be still just kind of sitting there. I still think the main threat over Pearl River and Philadelphia is going to be large hail. We're just talking about the rotation for now. In terms of something to watch. We'll see if these storms can hold on to anything. For now, they're not. Looks like we might have just lost that camera in Edinburgh. Oh no, it's still here. I have cameras that I can look at but can't show y'all. Currently in Meridian, I mean, there's something there over Meridian. Maybe a mesocyclone from what I'm seeing. I can't show it to you for legal reasons. But possibly a rotating mesocyclone there over Meridian. At about what time would Crystal Springs be hit? Give me just a second on that question. Do we have any MDOT cams in Meridian? I don't think we do. Yeah, we don't. So just nothing that I can use over there in Meridian. Here's the sky cam from Edinburgh showing that Kosciuszko storm. If we're going to see any hail, it's going to be directly on this camera. All right, so what time for Crystal Springs? Well, really, the odds of seeing anything for the rest of the night are low at this point. I'd still say a thunderstorm's possible, but I mean, it's totally possible that you see nothing tonight, from what it seems. Now, if you see nothing tonight, that's going to increase the risk tomorrow night. So, from what it's looking like, is that any leftover energy from tonight is going to be carried into tomorrow night, which is going to be a concern there. There's going to be a concern there for Wednesday night, tomorrow. Oh, tornado possible tag now on this storm over here in Meridian. They just put a tornado possible tag on it. So $half size hail and a tornado being possible here. This is nearing Bonita Lake. So that area of rotation going directly over Bonita Lakes now. So we're going to start treating this as if there's a tornado possibly about to touch down, since the National Weather Service has pointed that out. So they just upgraded the severe thunderstorm warning to a tornado being possible. I'm going to keep looking around to these cameras that I have access to on my end. I know I can't show y'all some of these cameras for legal reasons, but I definitely want to look at these and make sure y'all are safe. See if I can find anything on Twitter. Sometimes that's a good way. If you know anybody in Meridian, I want to know if they see anything right now. I'm not seeing any pictures from Meridian. If we have any viewers from Meridian and you see anything, please send them to me as soon as possible. Considering these storms have really strengthened. Uh, so, yeah, here's the area of rotation over Meridian, like we said, here in Lauderdale County. You have these winds coming out of the back of the thunderstorm, possibly even a tail cloud forming into the south. And then you also have the inflow in front of this storm. Now, the way the storm is oriented is not the greatest, but you have the inflow, so some rotation here over Highway 45 right now. This would be over Highway 45, about to head towards Wimville. A fairly decent rotation here. You can see it all the way hooking around this storm. It is only a severe thunderstorm warning, but they have since put that they are looking at a tornado being possible on this. You'll see it here with the severe thunderstorm warning. It says tornado possible. If you get a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado being possible, it means like the odds are low enough where they don't want to issue a tornado warning yet, but they're looking at rotation in that storm. If you haven't, please make sure to like and share the live stream. That will help us grow here at Magnolia State Weather. But also, if you want to watch on YouTube, look up Magnolia State Weather on YouTube. That's so you can pull us up on a TV. Sorry, trying to get some other stuff pulled up right now. There we go. So yeah, go follow us on YouTube. Go subscribe. Turn on the bell so you get notifications when I go live. But yeah, that rotation now crossing over 45 near Inzer and near Vimville. Wow, that is hard for someone with a lisp to say. Vimville over on Highway 19. Whew. Tongue twister right there. So that's where that area of rotation is that we're looking at. No tornado warning on it, remember that. But still, something rotating there now to the southeast of Meridian. So right now, 4 severe thunderstorm warnings right now, all of them in our area that we cover here at Magnolia State Weather for central and southern Mississippi. Lots of hail over Meridian right now for sure. With a quickly maturing supercell here over Lauderdale County. Pretty big cell too. I would not be shocked if this drops a tornado at any second. That is a concerning. That is a concerning look on the velocity right now. Okay, so we'll look back over towards the Philadelphia area right now. Looking at that storm that was going through Carthage. Still, probably large hail there over Edinburgh. Here's the sky cam from what we've seen over Edinburgh. This camera's been going in and out because of the large hail over that area. Really, this camera would be looking directly into any rotation we'd be having about right now. So here's what that camera's looking at. That rotation would be going over this camera there in Edinburgh right now. So still some rotation here on the radar. You can see it here near Edinburgh. We'll keep that camera up in the corner just in case. But still, looking at this area of rotation over near Meridian. This is the most concerning area for right now, specifically since this is going through southern Lauderdale County now. If this touches down, it's going to touch down soon. Fairly decent area of rotation here over 45. This is where you have the bright greens and the bright reds together. More than likely, if you're going to have anything, it's probably going to be about right here. So that's more than likely at this point crossing over Causeyville Road and the Long Creek Reservoir. And probably about to go over Vimville. This is how quick this storm has kind of matured in the last few minutes. Definitely a well-defined area of rotation now. Not that strong, but well-defined. So that's over areas to the southeast of Meridian right now, a new waiting for a new radar scan. Here's what it looks like on radar. Some large hail now to the west or to the east of Meridian, north of Highway 19. But then we also have that area of rotation um, right there over Wolf Springs. Wow, I would not be shocked if we have a tornado somewhere in this storm. And that is some very strong rotation now with this storm just south of Meridian, south of the interstate, and north of Highway 45. New severe thunderstorm warning for half-dollar size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. They have now kept that they have now issued that for northern Clark County, but they're not. They didn't continue the tornado possible tag on this one. I'm curious as to why. That is kind of in a rough spot of the storm. Like it kind of looks like the storm might be deceiving us now because it looks like any rotation would be in here. That rotation's back here, so the storm might be deceiving us just a little bit, but definitely some rotation in there. Looking back up towards Philadelphia, large hail going towards the Philadelphia area right now. Just over Pearl River, probably some small hail over Pearl River right now, but just to the north of Pearl River, north of the casinos, over Blackjack Road, is where we're seeing hail possibly up to ping pong ball size. That's 1.5 inches in diameter. To the north, we have another storm producing hail over the community of Patterson there in southern Otala County. Those are moving off to the east. One of those into Philadelphia, the next one into Noxapater at some point. So if you're there in Philadelphia, specifically in North Philadelphia, more of towards the airport and more towards Longino, that's where you're more than likely going to see hail. So that's going to move into Neshoba County here very soon. So that rotation's right here. Please ignore any noise in my background right now. So, those storms moving through Philadelphia, moving through Lauderdale County. Sorry, I had to deal with something just real quick, trying to fix something right now. We're back. If you have any questions, feel free to send them in. How's the next line looking? What next line is really what it seems like. Seems like these storms might be taking all the energy right now. And the second line may not happen. So we'll look at that here after we get done looking at this. Tornado possible now, once again, on this new severe thunderstorm warning. I mean, that's a tight area of rotation there. I would not be shocked if we have a tornado trying to touch down over Causeyville Road right now. See if we can look at it from a different radar. The Birmingham radar showing a tight area of rotation there. Columbus radar showing that, but really kind of running out of reliable radar here to look at. Mobile radar shows an area of rotation. Jackson radar is going to be our best view. Here's the view of it. Hasn't updated in a few minutes. So large hail once again going towards Philadelphia right now. You have that large hail over the community of Patterson right now in southern Otala County. We'll start planning this out now, timing wise. This storm over Pearl River will be in Philadelphia 651, Longino 652, Williamsville 649, Good Hope 650, Bloomfield 659, Sand Hill 659, Crossroads 703 there along Highway 16. Most likely to see hell with this storm over Pearl River is going to be Philadelphia, more than likely areas in the north side of Philadelphia in Neshoba County and Longino. This hail core is now basically on County Road 2608 and County Road 387. That's for that storm in Neshoba County. We also have this storm over Patterson and Center right now. Let's go ahead and see how long and where that storm will make it. Looking like it'll be over Zama, 644, Vawell, 649, Plattsburgh, 657, Liberty, 659, and then probably Noxapater around 705. We also have the storm that's over Lauderdale County. This thing is rotating like crazy right now. Not seeing anything from the debris radar, which is good. They have not issued a tornado warning with this one. I would if you're here in southern Lauderdale County, if you're watching from southern Lauderdale County, specifically along Highway 19, near Vimville, near Cliff Williams, near Inzer, you need to be in a safe spot. I think you need to be in a safe spot right now. Just with as much rotation as we have, I know it's broad. This thing could drop something at any second. So I'd rather be safe than sorry right now. I know there's not a tornado warning right now, but the fact of the matter is that these have tornado possible tags on them. And I think this is one of the closest times you'll get to not having a tornado warning, but having a tornado being possible. So large hail probably south of Tumsuba and over Vimville right now. That's about to go over Alamucha. That's going to quickly move into Alabama here in the next few minutes. That rotation is about to be looking for communities down here. I know Why Not's down here. So this is going towards Alaucha and Why Not here in the next few minutes. But just that's a well-defined area of rotation. I know it looks rough on reflectivity, but this storm is trying to rotate right now. I know I'm focusing on the storm in Meridian. We still have hail as a problem up near Philadelphia. The storm does not look to be rotating as much anymore, which is good. This hail is now following along County Road 387, and so that's going to cross over Lingino and northern Philadelphia here near the airport here in the next few minutes. Hail possibly upwards of ping pong ball size with that storm right now. And then you have the other storm over Zama right now, about to cross into southern Winston County over on Highway 25 near Vowell or Vowel. If this rotation continued on, this is about to be over Alamucha right now, Yantly 658, Molly 706, Cromwell 706. Let's see if this area of rotation continues. I know it's not tornado warned right now, but that's still a very strong area of rotation for right now. See if we can switch cameras for now. See if we have anything that we can look at. That's a little different. Okay. Here's the camera near Macon, courtesy of the North Mississippi Storm Chasers. We're now reporting golf ball size hail entering the northern portions of Philadelphia right now. Well, at least they have golf ball size hail on the storm report. So possibly hail up to golf ball size there in Neshoba County. towards Lingino and towards Philadelphia. And so that's entering Philadelphia. This more than likely area is north of Highway 16. But it looks like it's starting to hail. More than likely, if it's hailing, it's going to be near the airport, just a little north of the airport as well, along County Road 383. This is moving into Lagino right now. Possibly hail over like Ivy Street and Gum Street right now. Radar showing this is north of Highway 16. This is over Longino and Philadelphia right now. It'll be over Sandtown 656, Forestdale 701, Crossroads 702, Bogachita 702. For the storm to the north, this will be near Noxapater at 710, Ellison Ridge 723, Vernon 719. Yeah, we can go ahead and look at the next line here really quick. Um, Overall, models have been kind of showing that we're not going to have a second line anymore. Like here was the HRRR showing we're not going to have a second line, but the fact that we're not going to have a second line really tonight means that we're going to have a stronger line tomorrow night. And then if we go to the NAM 3K, the NAM 3K was suggesting the same thing. That not much happening tonight, but then a bigger wave tomorrow night. This is at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Let's look at the 22Z HRRR. The latest run of the HRRR. This shows maybe a wave possible tonight, getting as far south as I-20, but for South Mississippi, probably looking mostly dry. Is it still hailing in Meridian? In Meridian itself, probably not, but for areas west of Meridian, near Alamucha in Vimville and Wynot, that's probably about to move into Alabama, but still probably hailing down there across the Highway 19 corridor and the Highway 946 corridor. And then also for areas in northern Clark County, like in Increase, probably hailing there as well. We're still watching some rotation down here. Some strong rotation, but kind of looks like this storm is kind of falling apart. So hopefully the storm gets out of here before it drops anything, and hopefully the storm weakens before it has the chance to drop a tornado. So right now, still hailing in Philadelphia and northern and areas north of Philadelphia, like the airport, going along County Road 383, and probably crossing over 15 right now near Burnside. Here's our current timing for storms: Noxapater 706, Ellison Ridge 719, Shuqualak 739, Scuba 744, DeKalb or DeKalb, sorry, 732 is where we're seeing the rough timing on these storms. We can actually make this even larger. See how many names we can fit on here. If you see your community on this list here in Neshoba County, Stallo 7 o'clock, North Bend 707, Bogachita Bocha 7-9 or 7-11, Crossroads 7-12, Prince Chapel 7-13, Preston 7-19, Linville 7-20, Cleveland 7-20, Bluff Springs 7-21, Moscow 7-24, Bloomfield 7-26, Sipes Mill 7-26. That's what we're looking at for timing there. And then for northern areas near in Winston County, Plattsburgh 7:59, Alice 7 o'clock, Stalos 7:01, Liberty 7:03, Heights 7:05, North Bend 7:07, Noxapater 7:07, Prince Chapel 7:14, Vernon 7:15, Ellison Ridge 7:20. Half-dollar size hail still on these storms in Lauderdale County and in northern Clark County. Looking at the rotation, still some broad rotation, but honestly looks like the storm is kind of contaminated and kind of falling apart as of right now. Luckily, it looks like the storm over Philadelphia is now starting to fall apart. Those storms moving out of Philadelphia now should start clearing up in Philadelphia in the next few minutes. But the hail core is right now north of Philadelphia, over County Road 614, heading up towards the community of Spring Creek. You also have that other storm that's over here south of the community of Vowel, going over Highway 19 and Highway 25, right there where those crossroads are with that bridge. Sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong spot, but where Highway 19 and Highway 25 cross, that's where we have hail right now. That's over there in the corner of Winston County. That'll continue off to the east towards Noxapater. You have a new special weather statement on these storms near Vaden. This is south of Vaden and north of Kosciuszko. So between Vaden and Kosciuszko, large or well, hail is possible. 40-mile-an-hour winds and nickel size hail with those storms. Not to severe standards yet, but still strong strong winds and damaging hail possible with that storm. It's just not to severe standards yet. Let me check something. Which camera is this? That's the camera from Macon. Here's the camera from Macon looking off to the east. You can see it looks clear for now, but one thing you'll see is that where'd my mouse go? Oh, one thing you'll see that this in the distance is not blue sky. That is dark. That is cloud tops we're looking into in the distance as these storms head towards Macon. Right now, what we're looking at with storm damage, there was some storm damage up in North Mississippi. Trees down at the intersection of Nesbitt Road and Horn Lake Road in DeSoto County. Trees reported down at Highway 305 and Vaden Road. And then also trees down at the intersection of Solcombe Boulevard and McCracken Road. Hopefully, sometime soon, these storms will start weakening. Unfortunately, in terms of hail, looks like hail is going to be the concern for the next little bit. Damaging winds also possible. Luckily, it looks like the tornado threat has kind of died down a bit, so that's good. We were worried there for a little bit about that one storm between Carthage and Philadelphia. It really wanted to rotate there for a while. Sorry, I had to respond to um post real quick. Had to respond to a comment. So, anyways, this seems like a good time now that stuff has calmed down for just a second. I want to give a shout out to our newest sponsor, um, Apo Roofing and Construction. This is now the Apo Roofing and Construction Weather Center. If you have any damage during these storms, this company is based out of Laurel, Mississippi, but covers the entire state. For a free estimate, call 601-498-1546. If you have any damage, they'll help you tarp your place, and then they will work with you and your insurance to get your home repaired. Special thanks to them for sponsoring us and helping us along here at Magnolia State Weather. Looking back at velocity, this storm over southern Lauderdale County dropping hail there, but really in terms of rotation, looks like that's fallen apart, which is good. This is starting to move into Alabama, so this is going to get out of us here in southeastern Lauderdale County and in northern Clark County. Looks like that storm that's now that went in. Sorry, looks like that storm that went to the northern portions of Philadelphia is now following Highway 21 up towards Prince Chapel. This is now over Spring Creek and Bond and going directly to the northeast towards Prince Chapel. But also, another good thing is it looks like this storm is starting to weaken, so that's good as it approaches Bogachita. Now, the storm up to the north Winston County, along the Winston County, Neshoba County border has strengthened, and that is heading directly to the east towards Plattsburgh and towards Stallo. Currently, large hail in there, possibly up to golf ball size. New severe thunderstorm warning. This includes Louisville. What is this for? This is for quarter size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. This is for a storm moving east at 45 miles an hour near Hesterville, or 9 miles south of Vaden. This is for southern Choctaw County, southeastern Carroll County, northeastern Attala County, western Winston County, and south central Montgomery County until 8 o'clock. And that's for large hail that's currently about to cross over the Natchez Trace Parkway and County Road 200 or 2247. So County Road 2247. This is going to cross north of Ethel, but is about to cross over the Natchez Trace Parkway and move into the Yakanuckany Wildlife Management Area. So that's that new severe thunderstorm warning. Planning that out in terms of when that will get to certain areas. Ethel, this will be over you in the next 2 minutes. Louisville 7:32 and Ellison Ridge 7:45. Okay, flash flood warning now in effect. This includes Meridian, basically all of Lauderdale County except for extreme northern portions of Lauderdale County. That's for the next 3 hours. This includes Meridian, Collinsville, Marion, Nellyburg, Tumsuba, Zero, and Savoy. That's until 10 p.m. Between 2 to 3 inches of rain have fallen, and an additional 1 to 3 inches are possible. Flash flooding is possible or expected to begin shortly. So, flash flood warning there across Lauderdale County. Remember, turn around, don't drown, and stay safe. Looks like that hail core over Lauderdale County has now moved into Alabama. And so that means we're going to be able to stop covering this storm over here in Lauderdale County. Things should start clearing up there for the Meridian area very soon. All right, sorry, had to answer the phone of my colleague. So that hellcore going over the Natchez Trace Parkway right now, just to the north of Ethel. That's going to move towards Louisville and Ellison Ridge within the next hour. Got another area of hail back here to the north of Hesterville, and some more hail towards Rocky Point. Here's one thing to notice is this storm actually has a hook on it. I noticed this very quickly. Yeah, there's a hook on the backside of the storm over Rocky Point in Hesterville. And you go and look at the hook. I mean, it's got rotation with it. So if we're planning that out, that area of rotation here. Oh, whoops. We're planning it out for that area of rotation. Let's do this. Let's see when that would be getting to certain places. So that area of rotation will reach Kosciuszko 717, Ethel 723, Hesterville 709. So here in the next few minutes, Springdale 709, Marvin's Chapel 717, Kosciuszko 717. So that's what I'm looking at there with that storm. It doesn't have all that much curvature to that storm, but definitely something to watch as it at least is rotating a little bit. Here's a look at the camera from Kosciuszko. Not really the best camera. Hard to see with this one. So I don't know if we'd see much with this camera, but this is looking directly north into the storm. If you have any questions, feel free to send them in. Here's what it looks like on radar. This is what we're watching. Is that area of rotation that's kind of formed, but this storm is very new. So that's why I don't think this is like a real mesocyclone. Because you can see it has that curvature to it, but overall, I mean, this last little piece of this storm just connected. So more than likely, it just looks like this on radar for a second and will probably go away by the next frame. Golf ball size hail still possible with this storm that's now passing north of Philadelphia. This is along Highway 19, crossing over Arlington right now, going over Stallo now, and is going to head off to the east still towards North Bend, Bond, Bogachita, and Prince Chapel. This is not the same storm that just went through Philadelphia, but it's the one that was behind it. That storm over Philadelphia has since fallen apart and gone away. For areas here near Meridian, overall, storm moving out of here, still different areas of rotation with this storm. Like, look at the south of Tumsuba, another like a quick little area of rotation right there. Looks strong, but I mean, you look at the correlation coefficient, nothing there. So maybe more than likely just some radar tricks, or maybe there's some embedded cells in here. I mean, that one looks to be connected to possibly an embedded supercell. That's south of Tumsuba. I mean, look at that right there. I mean, that's definitely rotating here, a tight area of rotation at that. And that's going over Alamucha right now. And then if you look at reflectivity, it could be an embedded supercell right here. Looking at the radar, you could maybe make it out. That's to the eastern meridian. Curious to see what it looks like the next frame of the radar scan. I mean, you even look at it one scan ago. I mean, it was there, but now it's even tighter. So that's actually been around for several minutes. So curious to see what goes on with that and if we see anything go on with the radar from that little blip. Large hail north of Philadelphia now over the communities of Alice and Arlington. Uh, this is going right over Highway 395 and along County Road 3406 or 3407. Sorry, this is near the Neshoba County, Winston County line, and then to the north of that, over the Natchez Trace Parkway and over Ethel, you have more hail along Highway 12. Remember, if you're just now watching Magnolia State Weather for the first time, you can look up Magnolia State Weather on YouTube and subscribe to our page and watch us on a TV there with YouTube. And now the next frame, it all of a sudden is gone. So that makes sense. And definitely nothing there on the radar. So those storms over there in Lauderdale and Clark County, they're going to start clearing out. We're not going to have to worry about that storm anymore as it's moving there into Alabama. So now two severe thunderstorm warnings that we need to worry about. One of those in northern Neshoba County and southern Winston County. The other one in Atala County, north of Kosciuszko. Be over Louisville 725, Knox Pater 719, Ellison Ridge 739, Philadelphia, not Philadelphia, sorry, DeKalb 755, Scuba 805, Shuqualak 756 is what we're looking at for rough timing on these storms. Here's the view from Kosciuszko as these storms are right to the north of Kosciuszko. So still, definitely a defined area of large hail between the communities of Arlington and Stallo. That's along County Road 832 now and at County Road 838. So 832 and 838 is where that hail is in northern Neshoba County. Here it is on the radar. Planning that ahead over Stallo by 715, Prince Chapel 728 is what we're looking at for that storm. That's in northern Neshoba County, and the possibility with that is hail probably upwards of 1.5 inches. That other hailstorm currently possibly over Pierce Chapel as well as between Ethel and McCool. That's in Atala County, in northern Atala County. Still that flash flood warning there for Lauderdale County. That includes Meridian and Marion. That's because so much rain has already fallen and more rain is possible later tonight. All right. So now that things have died off for now in terms of rotation, we still have these hailstorms moving through. So keep an eye on your radar for now. I'm gonna go take a break. I'm gonna go eat, get ready for more updates later. Luckily, it's looking like we might not have more rough storms move through later, so that would be very good. Sure, we have the tornado watch issued, but just nothing has happened. Uh, let's actually pull up the weather alerts real quick for the tornado watch. And oops, there it is. So, tornado watch has now been removed up there for like for areas in northwestern Mississippi. They just allowed that to expire. They've also not expired. They removed it, and then they've also removed the tornado watch for northwestern or northeastern Louisiana. So really, I think we're at a point where I don't think they're really expecting much for the rest of the night. South Mississippi still not looking at much, right? Yeah, South Mississippi not looking at much for the rest of the night. And since we're not expecting really much for the rest of the night, I might stick here for a little while longer, covering these severe thunderstorm warnings, especially since we're not going to see anything later, is what it looks like. Okay. I'm still here. We're just going through these severe thunderstorm warnings together. We're very lucky here. Like we haven't had to go through a major weather event yet. We did have that night that dropped 20 something tornadoes in South Mississippi, but almost none of those were visible on radar. And so we've been lucky so far with Magnolia State weather and not having to cover anything like that. Lots of severe thunderstorm warnings have been covered this year, but we're still good for now. Tomorrow night might be a whole different story. We'll have to watch for tomorrow night. Currently, only a marginal risk, a level 1 out of 5. But considering the fact that none of the ingredients across South Mississippi have been used, tomorrow might be increased to a slight risk. I could definitely see that happening. I'll have to look at the models, but we'll have to look at that. I'm gonna see if they have. I'm gonna see if they've released the sounding yet from Jackson. I'm very excited to see that. Oh, they issued it. Okay. Here is the conditions from Jackson earlier. It's at 21Z, so this was roughly 3 hours ago. Here's what we were looking at. And so you have plenty of energy here in the atmosphere. This is why we have so many storms that were producing hail. Plenty of energy here in the atmosphere. Roughly 3,000 joules per kilogram of CAPE. That's considered very high. That's a lot of storm fuel. Okay. Here's probably what was going on. Is that here in the lower atmosphere, you have some rotation, but then it's looping back in on itself as you go up into the atmosphere. So that's overall not a very nice looking photograph for conditions in the atmosphere. So looks like maybe what happened is atmospheric profile is just not there for tornadoes across Mississippi. You had the energy there, the cape was there, but the photographs just were not there, is what it looks like. Just not the proper shear over Mississippi. Currently an update for Mississippi sports. Um, the Governor's Cup in Jackson has been allowed to start. Like, luckily, no weather's been going on there for the Governor's Cup, so that's been nice. Um, Mississippi State leads 5-0 in the top of the third against number 17 Ole Miss. So that's what's going on with that. Bulldogs had a 4-run first inning and a 1-run second inning. 7 hits already for the Bulldogs in 2 innings against Mississippi State. So, or not against Ole Miss. Sorry. I'll definitely be watching that after we get done with this live stream. That's been good, at least down there in Jackson. That game's been able to go on. And it's looking like we said, all those storms this afternoon has taken all that energy across North Mississippi. So that second wave might not even form. Or it's not going to be that strong. Looking back at the latest run of the HRRR, the HRRR thinking that, yeah, I mean, there's still some energy across North Mississippi, but this doesn't really show many storms making it past Central Mississippi tonight. I mean, this is at 5 a.m. The farthest south storms make it is like Kosciuszko or Louisville. So not looking very likely that storms make it much farther south. So what I think's about to happen is I think this storm here in northern Neshoba County is going to start falling apart here very soon. It's still dropping hail, but it looks like at this point the storm is starting to um, rain itself out. And looking at the storm over the last little bit, it does appear that this storm is starting to shrink in terms of cloud tops. Now the storm behind it is not. The storm over Ethel, over the Natchez Trace Parkway, and over Bowie's Chapel, still dropping some large hail. As that continues on, that'll be over High Point 731, Louisville 738. Sorry, I was answering some text messages back. We're about to go off air here. About to go get some food. Um, go on with my afternoon here and try to get some stuff figured out regarding the weather tomorrow and getting you all informed about that. Still some hail moving around the area. Technically, this is not in our what we consider our viewing area, but it looks like some of these storms should start dying off here in South Mississippi here soon. All right. Just talking to some people about what's looking like the plan for the rest of the night. Um, they were asking me, what do I think about this next wave? I said, well, it's going to happen. It's not going to be, I don't think we're going to see conditions that warrant an enhanced risk. But, I mean, considering the fact they've already started dropping tornado warnings, or tornado watches, sorry, um, that tells me that, hey, there's not as much energy up here in North Mississippi anymore. These storms took it. Flash flood in the city with multiple roads flooded. A few cars are stalled with another stranded. One home has taken water in Meridian, and so that is there near the Anderson Regional Medical Center on 13th Street. Southwest Mississippi. I honestly don't even think you'll see storms tonight. Um, what it's looking like is that you're not going to see any storms tonight, but what that's going to do is all this energy in Southwest Mississippi and in the Florida parishes will be available tomorrow for the next wave. So we have another wave expected tomorrow night. Right now, it's labeled as a marginal risk by the Storm Prediction Center, but I think they will increase it to a slight risk, considering all that energy across South Mississippi is still going to be there for storms tomorrow. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I don't work for the Storm Prediction Center, so I don't know that for sure. But I think it's fairly likely we see storms across South Mississippi tomorrow night, and they're going to be stronger than initially thought. But luckily, looks like we're not going to see anything tonight. Yeah, I'll post updates about tomorrow's risk. I'll post an update about tonight's risk. Um, tomorrow. Jaden, I'd say both. I'd say they're gonna have a little more tornado fuel and storm energy. I don't think it's gonna change. I don't think it changes either one any differently than the other. I mean, right now, 90 degrees from Columbia. That was at least at 2 o'clock. A lot of these are from 2 o'clock. Probably need to refresh my page. I think a lot of these temperatures are old. Definitely has cooled down. Okay. So, still some hail possible. This is moving into Louisville here in the next few minutes. This will be over Louisville 736, Ellison Ridge 748, Macon 812, Shuqualak 813 is the timing on that. The National Weather Service in Jackson still has storms making it to the Pine Belt by 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. and I just don't see it. That Hellcore's still there. Crossing over Highway 21 right now, about to cross over Prince Chapel. Right now, this is passing to the north of Bogachita there in Neshoba County. They issued a first alert weather day? Really? For this? Interesting. Very interesting to say the least. I don't see it. I guess this is the good thing about working for myself. Is I kind of get to make my own forecasts. So that's nice. Um, so here's what I'm noticing. I'm not gonna name companies because I'm not gonna do that. Seeing some sources, including the National Weather Service, still kind of being like, "Hey, you could see severe weather across South Mississippi tonight." I mean, if a storm makes it down there, it could get to severe standards. Don't get me wrong. The odds are not looking that high, though. Let's just be real here. It's possible, but the odds aren't looking that high. I want to look at the soundings before I say too much. But I mean, the odds of anybody really seeing storms south of I-20 and let's say south of Highway 84 is just really low. New severe thunderstorm warning. This includes Louisville, Ellison Ridge, Noxapater, DeKalb, Macon. It's for ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. That would be over Louisville by 7:50, so about 20 minutes till that's over Louisville. 8:03 for Ellison Ridge, 7:53 Noxapater, 8:38 Scuba, 8:27 Shukalak. I just don't see the storms tonight. I don't see where it's at. Like I said, I want to wait till I get the sounding from the National Weather Service here at 7:30, but trying to get some ideas of what's going on in the atmosphere right now. Which is why I'm not really talking too much. We still have these storms coming across the area, but I don't think it's too major of a concern. Let's see. Trying to if you have any questions, feel free to send them in. I'm trying to find any updates on these right now. If you have any questions, if you have any pictures, feel free to send them in. I would love some pictures of these storms that are moving through. Not seeing any pictures on right now. So That's now about to enter Louisville, that little hell core we're talking about that's over Highway 14. See if I can get this pulled up. There we go. Yeah, that storm north of Philadelphia, that pass north of Philadelphia, is now weakening as it goes across Prince Chapel and Preston. Looks like there might be a few left. This one up near Kosciuszko and Louisville. That's actually outside of our viewing area, I'm pretty sure. Double check. Yeah, that is north of our viewing area. That cuts off at Carthage and Philadelphia. We have a damage report. 10 blown off of a roof on County Road 2808. That's south of Plattsburgh and north of Arlington, off of County Road 2808, like I just mentioned. Okay. Okay, anyways, I'm about to get ready for tomorrow's forecast. I'll be back later if anything changes, if anything goes downhill. I'll post some updates regarding the weather later. But considering my area that we cover, the area that we cover is in this area down here. I mean, we have nothing happening right now across the Magnolia State weather area, which is very nice. Sure, we have a severe thunderstorm warning up there, but really, that's not going to change too much. Hail possible there in northern um, Kemper County in the next little bit, but that's if that storm continues on the shift south, which is not very likely. But considering everything's clear here in the Magnolia State weather viewing area, uh, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and eat. I'm gonna get our forecast ready for tomorrow. Gonna go ahead and get graphics ready for that. I'll be ready later in case we need anything. But these are just severe thunderstorm warnings. We've been sitting here for several hours at this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and go eat. Storms are weakening in our area for now, and so I mean, there's only one storm in our area, and that one's still to the north. So, anyways, I'm gonna go for now. Make sure you follow, like, whatever the page, turn on notifications so you can know when we go back live. I'll have updates for the rest of tonight and for tomorrow's forecast for severe weather here in the next little bit. But anyways, thank y'all for watching Magnolia State Weather. We're here at the Apo Construction and Roofing Weather Studio, and I hope y'all have a good night and God bless.